Hi guys, it's me this time. I know, it's been so long. Anyway, I'm gonna jump right into this because my phone's at 3. It's actually not my phone, it's my boyfriend's phone because mine died right before I started recording. So yeah, I'm just gonna go right into this. I am going to be. This is my top 7 favorite horror movies of all time that I have on DVD anyway, because there might be a few that I might have missed. I'm in a lot of pain and the phone's almost dead and it's like 1 a.m. so kind of like delusional. Yeah. So let's just get right into it. Okay, so the number 7 is Lords of Salem, directed by Rob Zombie, and this took me a while to get into. Not too long, maybe like a few tries. I tried watching it. I was really bored, but I was like 15 when I watched it, so like, or whenever it came out. I don't know when it came out, but yeah, I was really bored by it, and then I was doing homework, and I was like, you know what? I'll just turn this on so I'm not distracted. It distracted me while I was doing my homework, and it's actually a really good movie, and I've watched it like 3 times since, which is not a lot, but it is one of my favorite movies, so it's pretty good. And I keep meaning to watch it, but I keep forgetting because that's me. I forget everything. Okay, so my 6th favorite horror movie is none other than Carrie, and not just because I'm from Maine and so is Stephen King, but because it's just a really good movie, and it's one of the first horror movies I remember watching with my mom when we lived out in the middle of the woods, and I think it's just such a great movie. And I just started reading the book a little while ago, but I don't read that much. I barely know how to read, but so yeah. And fun fact, did you know that when Stephen King was writing the book Carrie, he originally threw away the first draft and was done with it? I think it was like, I don't know, he said he didn't even like finish most of the book anyway, and his wife dug it out of the trash and started reading it and said, can you please finish this, even if you don't publish it or try to publish it, just for me to read. And he did, and then he published it, and it was his first big book. Now, how sickening is that? I think we should all strive to find someone, we should strive to find someone who wants to push us that way, in creativity wise, and also we should also push people to do what they want to do. Although I guess he didn't want to do this, but then his wife was like, hey, do it, I want it. That's just what he said in his book. I don't know if he has other books, but like I've read one of them, and it was on Stephen King on Writing, I think is what it's called. Can't remember. Put a picture up. Called Editing. Okay, so my top 5 favorite. Now this one is the 2-in-1, and these movies scared the crap out of me. Like, I don't really get scared that much of scary movies unless they have a lot of jump scares. I hate jump scares, by the way. I think it's such a stupid thing, but like, whatever. And that's the Joyride movies. I don't know if there's more than 2, but I have 2 of them. I've only seen 2 of them. They made me so scared of truckers, but like a little bit turned on, honestly. So scared of truckers. And I cannot tell you how many times that nude scene where those 2 guys were in like the diner, how many times I paused it and did things, if you know what I mean. God, and I've had this forever. This is the original one that I've had. I think these are all like the original ones that I've had. Some of them might be like my mom or my dad's DVDs, but they haven't noticed that they've been missing for over a year or 2, so they're mine now, right? Isn't that how parenting works? Okay, so my top 4th favorite horror movie. Don't really keep saying that, but I keep doing that. I think if I remember right, I might have don't. I feel like my mom forced me to watch this when I was younger, so when we lived in the middle of the woods, and I don't think I was into it at the time. I think I was like, yeah, I liked it, but like, it wasn't my favorite at the time. But like, I've watched it since, and then I watched the remake of it, and I hated the remake, so then I watched it again. And then I used to, when I was in high school at my dad's house, I used to have horror movie marathons, and it would always be on this, and it would always be like one of the second to last or third to last movies, and that's what, you start with like the crappier movies you don't really care about, haven't seen, and you finish with like a strong, your best one. This one was always like second to last or third to last, and that is The Lost Boys the original one, obviously. And this is such a great movie. Since I've moved to New York, which was a little over a year ago, I've only watched it once, unfortunately. I've not had a horror movie marathon. During October, though, me and my boyfriend watched a horror movie every day leading up to Halloween. And I think we might have watched this? Can't really remember. But this movie is so good, and if you haven't seen it, you need to see it. Duh. Okay, third favorite horror movie is a more recent one, which I feel like a lot of these haven't been very recent, and it's so good, and it is Get Out. Now, I've only seen this once at the movie theater and only once on DVD, and I've had this for 2 years, probably. I don't know, whenever it came on DVD, I got it for Christmas, and it is such a good movie, and I need to watch it more, and I keep meaning to watch it, and then I forget, or like I get distracted, or like I turn the TV on and I'm like, I'm gonna watch Netflix. But like Get Out is such a good movie, and so is Us. Us is such a good movie, but that's not on DVD yet. But when it is on DVD, I'm probably gonna buy it. Okay, my second favorite, which is, you know, it's not a 2-in-1, but it's kind of like it's kind of like a 4-in-1 because it's kind of like all the movies together. But except the original second one. But anyway, what I'm talking about is It, the remake. I like the original one too. Obviously the second one isn't out yet for the remake, but I didn't really like the remake of the original one. I mean, not the remake. I didn't like the second one of the original. You know, I didn't like that one as much, but the original and this version are so good and so scary. I remember watching the original, and I had a like half bath at my dad's house in my room. So like there's my room, and then there's a door right here, and there's just a toilet and a sink, and the door is see-through, like glass. And you know, I was like 8 years old when I watched that movie, and I cried almost every single night. Every time I had to take a shower, I would cry. Sometimes I wouldn't take a shower. Sometimes I would just get my hair wet and say that I took a shower because I was scared. Every time I take a shower, I'd be facing the drain with my eyes open, would not close my eyes in the shower. I cried so much in the shower. I've never cried more in my entire life than when I watched the original movie of It. And, you know, I'm surprised it's not my favorite movie, but, because, you know, I love scary movies. I don't like to be scared necessarily. Like, I don't like haunted houses and stuff. Like, I like real haunted houses, not fake ones, because it's like, it's too much for my heart to handle. But, you know. But yeah, It is a really good movie. I think everyone should really see it, the remake and the original. And I'm excited for the second one of the remake. It just so happens that my #1 favorite movie is on top of my shelf that I have to get, because I kind of have like a shrine built up there, so I have to go get it. How's your head? Haven't had any complaints. Okay, so my #1 favorite movie of all time and favorite horror movie of all time, and it's been my favorite movie for a very long time, since we lived out in the middle of the woods. It is Rob Zombie's House of a Thousand Corpses. I watch this movie all the time. Every Halloween year, probably every time on Halloween, I'm watching this movie. It is my favorite, and I love it so much, and I don't know why. I think it's because I love horror movies that are mixed with comedy, and it's kind of like, it's from like the perspective of the evil people, kind of, but also like the normal people that you like, you know, get murdered. But like, it's my #1 favorite movie. I've loved it for a very long time. And, you know, I always kind of hope that there's like a new favorite movie of mine. So like, you know, I don't have to explain to people what House of a Thousand Corpses is, and I don't have to say that every single time when people ask me what my favorite movie is. But, you know, there's no shame in liking a good movie. Thank you guys so much for watching my video about my top 7 favorite horror movies. I hope to God that I upload this eventually. And hopefully there'll be more videos. I already know what I want to do. This was supposed to be something else, but my phone died and my boyfriend's phone's at 2 now. So, you know, I just kind of like, okay, what can I do? Top 7 favorite horror movies. There. Bam. That'll be fast. I just have to grab my favorite movie from the top of its shelf. I have to grab it from its shrine. Oh.
How's your head?
Haven't had any complaints. That was so dumb. Oh well.